course, one thing that I have mentioned uh, various times that physical media is what you should stay with. Um, Digital is okay, fine and dandy, but the thing about it is, it's not really yours because stuff like out of Amazon, uh, that goes into your file on there. They can pull that video out if they lose the rights to it. If the film company wants to pull the rights, MGM or Paramount, you're out of luck. You've paid $30 for it, but it's not in your file. And people say, "Well, I have it in my computer." Your computer connects to the internet, right? They could shut that down. They may have thrown something in there that basically will close out that file, become a null file. And the thing is that we've seen vinyl come back like a vengeance right now. Audio cassettes are also coming back, especially in Europe. Audio cassettes are doing excellent. You're seeing a lot more companies come into play as far as the manufacturing end, and you're seeing stores are starting to crop back up again. Tower Records is back. I mean, it is back. I mean, technically, it's online. They have a place in Brooklyn, like a venue, which has a small store in it. And in Japan, Tower Records is still open at many stores. Blockbuster, there's one Blockbuster store left in the United States. I think Utah? Other side of the country from where I am on there. Netflix is getting out of the video rental business in the next couple of months on there. But still, you're seeing a lot of physical media being sold. Now, one of the top things, and I have to tell you, no surprise on this. No surprise at all. It has been top since the beginning, and it's going to continue to go on because this is the fan base. This is the mistake Hollywood is making, especially Disney. They think that because they have all these accessories and stuff like that, by not making a good film or a good TV series, they think they can sell through all the stuff that they put on there. No, it doesn't work out that way. When you have a good product, the accessories will sell, and the DVDs will sell, the Blu-rays will sell, and will continue to sell. And one of the big ones we're hearing these days now, and like I said, not so much of a surprise, is anime. Anime is thriving as far as physical media. Don't take it from me. Take it. As much as I do not like Polygon even put out a article on this about a week ago. And it's anime home video is thriving, even in the streaming area. At the time of this writing, the anime film Dragon Ball Superhero, which I just saw just recently and I did enjoy it, sits above the blockbuster Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, Shazam Fury of the Gods, and the smash hit Top Gun Maverick for most popular Blu-ray releases on Amazon. It all points to a larger phenomenon. It's not so large. In 2023, so many studios and companies have pivoted to streaming services. Home video releases of anime, namely DVD, Blu-ray, and box sets, are thriving. It's not hard to see why so many companies have pivoted to the streaming model in the last decade. Streaming service subscriptions have seen massive growth. I think we're about to the balance level at right now. Meanwhile, home video sales have steadily dropped. DVD and Blu-ray purchases declined almost 20% from 2021 to 2020 to 2021. Even with shows massive fan bases that seem ripe for collectors, like The Mandalorian, remain discless in the United States. I don't think anybody's looking to buy Mandalorian. But anime home video appears to bucking this trend, as fans and avid collectors still seem to intent on taking home hard copies of their favorites. Understand one thing. A lot of the decline that's happening is a lot of these big Hollywood companies, Warner, Disney, Paramount, they're all starting to pull back from releasing a lot of this on physical media. So of course there is a drop because basically they're not out there. If you look at the older stuff is doing well. All you gotta do is look at eBay. If it's not available on Amazon or regular videos on there, they're either eBay or the dollar store or one of those places, the donation places where you take your clothing drives and stuff like that, and you can find something for like $1 or $2. I've heard many stories where people walked away with about $50 worth of videos, and they're walking away with like 100 videos. Calculating anime home video sales is complicated. The market for it in Japan has been declining almost yearly for the past decade, coinciding with the worldwide move to digital platforms. But specific releases like the first Demon Slayer film can inspire great interest. That movie has both the highest box office in Japanese history and sold over 1 million copies on Blu-ray and DVD within the first 3 days of its release. To put that kind of success in perspective, only 3 American blockbuster films in 2022 sold more than 1 million copies throughout the entire year. But the hunger for anime has only grown in the US to the extent that in August 2022, Sony acquired Right Stuf Anime, a distributor established in 1987 that expanded into selling anime, live-action releases, toys, manga, and all manner of collectibles. Sony also owns Crunchyroll, an anime streaming service. In an era where anime home video was far from ubiquitous, one might find an ad in the back of a magazine here, a vendor with a massive collection at a convention there, and a smattering of opportunities among the message boards. Right Stuf mission was to give the anime consumer everything in one place, a trusted system of delivering it to them. It was fruitful operation at this point. Right Stuf says it is the largest online seller in anime in North America. Well, there's going to be some changes on there because they're not going to be carrying everything. So there's going to be other companies that are going to pick up the slack from them. Over the years, Right Stuf co-founder Sean Kleckner has watched anime home video rise in popularity. It started out more of an enthusiast tape trading underground thing in the 80s, which that was true. I happen to have been part of that, to being a full-fledged industry today. As anime become more available overseas, the interest in home video also grew. It was not only difficult to find passion for the product, Kleckner says, it was more of just making sure that the passion was served. And while other companies have diminished their capacity for home video, Right Stuf worked in reverse. A lot of companies don't invest in their infrastructure, Kleckner says. I made sure that we invested in our infrastructure every year. And that's the truth. This is what has been going on. I mean, there are other companies like Discotech and a couple of others that, you have several editions of Neon Genesis Evangelion, Cowboy Bebop, and many others that have been selling through very well. Dragon Ball sells through very well still. I still buy anime on physical media when I'm able to get it. And so certain ones that I do enjoy. Like I just got, within the year, I just got Giant Robo, The Day the Earth Stood Still, which is one of my favorites. I have it on VHS, but I didn't get all the episodes. And when I started buying that, was at a time that you bought it 1 to 2 episodes per VHS. So you paid about, what did I pay? About $25, $30 at the time. For this whole entire volume set, I paid for all the episodes of Giant Robo, cost, and this was the Blu-ray edition, cost me $30. Yep. Think about to this perspective. I think this is like five or six episodes. So say this would have well cost me, well over $200, $300 if I bought it on VHS. Think about that for a minute. Think about what we used to spend back in the 1980s on this when, the industry was there, but the thing about it is we weren't getting the Japanese stuff. We had to go to bootleggers to get it. We had to go to Chinatown. There were places, on the bottom floor of the little malls that they're in there, and they would have episodes of Ghost in the Shell, standalone complex. They would have episodes of the Cyborg 009, Galaxy Express 39, Captain Harlock, Queen Morales, Ikusan. I can go on and on and on. And, some channels would play it on this. Channel 47 would play it in Spanish and in Japanese at certain points. So, we're not going to see the end of physical media no time soon. They're still making Blu-ray units. And I recommend if you want to start collecting physical media again, buy yourself a Blu-ray unit that has it's multi-region, a multi-region system. Pay a little extra because you can get some really great stuff from overseas, stuff that doesn't have a American release. I mean, even in the UK. I mean, here's a perfect example. Right now, this very minute, they just released Doctor Who season 9 on there. That's Jon Pertwee, one of the best seasons from the Jon Pertwee era. It just got released recently. The box set just got recently released on Blu-ray. In Australia, the distributors out there, none of them picked it up. None of them at all. So now they have to order it from the United Kingdom. And it was the same vice versa with the US. There's some stuff that, from the Doctor Who series back years ago that we had to get from the UK. And at that time we also had multi-formatted VHS units that was able to handle PAL, NTSC, CCAM from back in the day. And some people have. I mean, I have a couple of VHS and DVDs from overseas. So tell me in the comments below, do you collect some of this in physical media, or do you still go via the digital? So tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share this video, hit that notification bell. Thank you for clicking on this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye now.